Good afternoon. Let's talk about this Coca-Cola and pan-corporate movement to address whiteness amongst their employee ranks. When they come out with these lists that say that you should be less white, they have this list of things that are attributed, I don't know if you'd say ethnically, but racially to white people. White people values, essentially. And they are that you aren't to be opinionated, you're not to be objective, you're not to base people on merit, you're not to, to assume that, like, to not see race, which is how I was raised, was to don't judge anyone based on any observable trait, but on the interior character that they exhibit. All of those things are attributable to whiteness, and white people need to stop doing that. Okay, what you're doing by saying those are white traits is you're saying they're not the traits of other races. And so what you're doing basically is saying that black people are not objective people. They're not fact-based people. They're not people that should be judged on their merits. They're not all of these societal virtuous things that really are aspects of every successful culture, whether it be African culture, Caucasian culture, Asian culture, Native American culture, you name it. These are shared universal values of humanity. And you're now telling people that if you exhibit these, that you are too white. What you're also doing is you're saying that you're not black enough by not being these things. Well, that's racist. It's a backdoor way of being racist against black people. You're condescending to black people. There's one of two ways that you're coming at that. You're either coming at that saying that those values in and of themselves are bad, which is not what they're doing. What they're doing is they're saying those values coming from a white person are bad. And by doing that, what you're doing is you are making that totem of victimhood real. You're basically saying that white people are at the bottom of the victimhood totem, and so they cannot possibly have an opinion on anything because they are white. That is basically the root of that entire point. So if you accept any part of that critical race theory bullshit, what you're doing is you're endorsing racism. Racism against black people, racism against white people, racism against anybody that takes any portion of their brain to consider that seriously. Y'all take care.